Today we wanted to answer a question we've been asked many times. If you're trying to have a homestead, why don't you have any animals? And I just went in and got this basic lab panel checked for my work health insurance to get a discount on my insurance. And then we went into Ace Hardware and we got Brianna a surprise. An ice cream scoop and some blue mason jars to replace all the ones that have gotten broken. We use those mason jars for glasses at our table, and a lot of them have gotten broken since we originally bought 12 or something, so I think Brianna's gonna be really happy. Are you ready to go, buddy? Mm-hmm. Alrighty, let's go. Thank you. Go give Mama her present.
Okay. Look what I made.
What did you make?
It's a little owl.
Show it to me. Oh my goodness. Hey Mama, Justice helped pick out a present for you because he loves you so much. He said, I want to get something for Mommy.
I'm gonna hide it.
Okay, you're gonna hide it.
Go over there and show it. Go walk over to Mama.
Yay! Can I have it? Did you get any ice cream to go with it?
No.
No ice cream to go with an ice cream scoop. I have needed one of those for a long time.
Mama.
I got you something else to here.
Oh, like a likely towel. I want to eat your white
I
cream.
miss you when you're not
How
home.
likely? Yeah, white cream.
We don't have any white cream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things are just like incredibly calm when he's not here, but I miss him.
Up, Mom. Hey, up it up.
So calm.
Hey, up
So
it
calm.
up.
We were just about to go outside to shoot the rest of our video, and it started pouring rain, giant raindrops. The rain was really brief. It stopped now and it's so pretty out here. It's about 5:30 in the evening and the sun's behind some clouds. It's perfect light. I sent the kids down to the barn here and they're getting some other wiggles out running around. The short answer to why we don't have animals is we want to do things right. We knew that we would have a lot on our plate when we moved out here. We moved into this house 9 days before we had baby Brighton. And for us, the first year of having a baby is always really hectic. We also knew this place needed a lot of work. This place is like a blank canvas ready to be filled in. Before we get animals, we need really good fences. We need to improve some of our buildings. Before we have a big garden, we need a big fence to keep all the deer out. There's a lot of soil work we need to do this year. I hope to add quite a few loads of manure or compost to a small portion of the garden where we're going to actually garden next year. In addition to infrastructure needs for these agriculture projects, we also want to add a lot to our knowledge. You know, we've kept chickens before, I've raised pigs before, I grew up raising bees, and we've always had a garden. We have a lot to learn though, so that's part of the process of this year, is planning and learning, and also learning this land and choosing wisely where we put permanent structures like fences, where we put our garden, where we put berries. Just living here, we're actually learning a lot about this place. Like along the bottom of this field, the grass grows really thick and it's lush. I know that we could actually plow that area and have a large garden here, in addition to our garden up the hill. There's also just a lot of basic stuff that we need to do in our house before we get animals. Our house was built in 1920 and it needs some updates. It's in amazing condition considering its age, and it's been really well taken care of. There's just some basic things we need to do, and we know if we get into all of our agricultural projects, which we really do want to do now, we won't really get those things done in the house. And I know for a fact, if I get those things done in the house, at least Brianna is gonna be much, much happier in the long term. I've learned, sometimes through actually doing it backwards, that if you plan and organize, you'll actually get more done in the end. Even if you're not doing your end goal now, you can do other things to organize and move yourself towards your end goal. So that's what we're doing. Someone passed out. Grace, will you strap his head up? Wow, it's so beautiful. The girls are down here in the garden. What are you finding, ladies? What are you eating, lady?
Those.
Greens? Do you like greens straight from the garden?
They're really good, Daddy. Taste one.
They are really good.
You know what? Look at my little spinach on a stick.
Your rescue spinach?
Uh-huh.
That little spinach plant we showed you in one of our videos was a half-dead plant that Grace was given. She put it in the ground, she took care of it, and we'll be picking spinach off of it and putting it in a salad here in the next couple days. You're eating your baby plant?
Just a tiny little leaf, silly.
What are you eating? You're eating a broccoli leaf. How does that taste?
Yummy.
I'll tell you what, it's actually hard to not have gotten animals already. I'm a do-it-now kind of guy, and I'll tell you a quick story to illustrate this. When I was 19 years old, I decided I wanted to get pigs. I'd been thinking about it for a little while, but I wouldn't really say I'd been planning. So one day I decided I was gonna get pigs. I got on the phone, I called the guy over at Warren Wilson College Farm, asked him if he had any weaned pigs for sale. I called my friend, we went over there together, we picked them up. We picked up a load of pallets. We went to my parents' property, we built a pen with pallets. In about an hour, we got pig food, we set up water, and I was in business. Now, how did things go? Things actually went perfectly. My pigs did awesome. When they outgrew the pen they were in, I moved them out into an electric fence. I raised them a little bit long. I think they were close to 400 pounds when I butchered them. We got a ton of meat out of it. I had a great experience and we had a lot of fun. But here's the thing, things could have gone terribly wrong and I wouldn't really have been prepared for that. This is kind of against my nature, but we're trying to do things in an organized fashion, doing first step before the second step and the second before the third, so that we don't run into disaster. And when we have problems, we at least have the resource network already built where we have someone to ask. So if I just went with my feelings, I would have already got chickens, ducks, pigs, probably goats, and possibly cows. And I could have done that. We could have thrown up, 5 strands of braided electric wire around this place. I could have done that in just a few days. And I might have been okay this summer, but in my experience, animal care is always more challenging in the winter because water freezes hard and animals have to have water. There's no electricity down here at the barns yet, so there's no real easy solution for that. If I had all those animals, I probably would never get some of these projects I want to get done. And I know I'll be happier in the long run and Brianna will be happier in the long run if we discipline ourselves, get the projects done, or at least get most of them done, and then we can get our animals and things will go smoothly. All right, girls, time for supper. Let's go. Mr. Brighton is awake again. Hey, buddy. And we're gonna go inside and have supper and put everyone to bed. Thanks for hanging out with us.